And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace. Tuesday it is.
It is. It's Tuesday.
And just, this stuff means nothing to me, but to a certain group of people out there, if you see this today, so you'll know what it means, this 420 thing. Mm-hmm. It's basically dope smoking is what that is. 420s.
Really?
You'll see that post today and you go, what are they talking about? It's for dope smokers that get into marijuana and all of that. It's some holiday for them, I guess. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I wouldn't have known.
But
anything.
420, that's what that means.
Okay.
So there you go.
Well, I'm glad you told me that.
You're educated now.
So I guess if somebody's wearing a big 420 something on their shirt, we know.
That would probably mean they partake of that or they approve of it, so to speak.
Right.
There you go.
Y'all, my hair.
What you doing with it?
Look, I got these lights just emphasize my roots.
Well, we had to buy them because you couldn't see us. So we got lights and boom, there it was.
I said I'm black and blue.
You're kind of like the mechanic that never gets to work on their own car.
Yeah.
A hairdresser that never gets around.
I know I've got to make
So what
time.
do you do to fix that?
Sometimes I go home and do it myself at like 11 o'clock at night.
And
just to get me by, or
it's a coloring or what is it?
Yeah, it's highlighted.
Okay.
Foiled.
Oh, that tinfoil look. I've seen that before.
I'm showing my natural color right here. See, that and gray. See the gray.
So when is it like now is the time to do it?
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously. I'm kind of ignorant on these subjects. I try.
No, I mean, us hairdressers, sometimes we just don't have time to do our own hair.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm going to get it done, though.
So today's going to be pretty nice. We're into the 50s, and we'll end up 77 or so before it's all over. Mm-hmm. Do not forget temperatures are going to dip down, and it's going to be cool.
Is it tonight?
Nope, it's going to be Wednesday night, which is tomorrow night. But let's look ahead to this because they're already predicting this out, that severe weather is on the way. And as we pull this up, this is for Saturday night. This is going to be all of Lauderdale County and south. It could start that morning in the morning hours and go through Saturday afternoon. Now, we're a few days out, so this is going to be tweaked, the timeline and the severity of it in between now and then. But at this point, it's a 2 out of 5, and we're 4 to 5 days out.
Goodness.
So
that's a prom night.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's prom night for the West Lauderdale people. I'm not sure. I'm sure other people are having them too. So.
Now, I saw a bunch last weekend, and I thought, y'all better enjoy them pictures because you ain't look like that forever. They just don't know.
I know.
But hopefully, the way it's predicted, this will be over before prom night.
Okay,
so it'll be over by the afternoon, and it's going to be wet where you're getting dressed. You won't run around outside and take pictures off trains and stuff like that.
Right.
But should clear up for you to get into a car.
Okay.
Who was that I saw? And I have to say, how people are trying to make those unique appearances at the prom, that somebody drove them up in a horse trailer and they had a fog machine and they come out of the back of the horse trailer.
Oh, really?
It was pretty unique.
That would be neat. I guess that would be neat. Have you seen the one of my Facebook friends and a girl I went to beauty school with, I saw one of her sons, both of her sons, I guess it was both of her sons, were dressed up in their tux things, but one of them had one that was just covered in dollar bills. That was the print.
No, I have not seen that.
Or it was kind of neat looking. It was different, But a lot of times people will do that for prom. They just, do fun stuff. And so, I don't know.
When you said, and I don't know why this has always stuck with me, when you said beauty school, why is it that I go back to that Grease scene of beauty school dropout?
Yeah.
I mean, every time I hear that term.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I do too, but I guess I could say cosmetology school.
Yeah, they've changed the name, haven't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have.
Changed the name of a lot. A
lot's changed.
Well, you can't say janitor anymore. You're supposed to say custodial. It's still a janitor. I don't care what you say at the end of the day. And that's not degrading anybody. It's,
I don't understand all this word, these things with the words. Like, who makes these rules or who says they get offended?
Oh my gosh! Did you watch Tucker last night?
No, I did not.
Of the new words,
I didn't get to watch any last night because we were trying to over at my daughter's again, helping do some stuff.
New words that are going to be banned. Of course, we found out about the mistress, but unmanned drones is a no-no. We can no longer say that.
So what are we supposed to say?
Unpersoned. I forget what he said, but you cannot say unmanned because that's being sexist now. And then they went into all this alien, where you can't call them aliens anymore.
So
New language.
So you can't say man. What's Joe Biden gonna do? What's he going when he goes? Come on, man.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
What's he gonna do?
Come on, person.
Yeah.
We
I vote for y'all.
There
Come on,
you go.
y'all.
And I posted this morning to where they said they've already got 3,000 National Guardsmen on Minnesota on standby for the verdict that's going to be released in this.
Yeah.
When did America, think about this, step back and think about this, when a verdict from a trial that you have to have National Guard on standby in a town. How sad is that?
It's real sad. I mean, it really is, but there's absolutely no control over people anymore. It's like people can do what they want to do, and there's no repercussions for it. And then you got people like Maxine Waters, who is up there just inciting violence and telling everybody, "Oh, yeah, go do it." And I mean, and now she's possibly, which is one of the stories I think.
Well, we're going to talk about it.
She's caused some havoc with just her words, but it amazes me how they will back her and say, "Oh, she didn't mean anything by that."
But Trump, they wanted to.
Right. I mean, she didn't mean anything by that. Like just like a while back when she was talking about Trump and she was up there speaking and she said she'd go take him out herself.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you don't mean nothing by that.
Madonna saying she'd go burn the White House.
Right. I mean, I don't understand people like.
America is teaching a society where you're not responsible for your actions, whether what you say or what you do.
One side is not responsible.
Right.
They make the other side try to be, they make up stuff really on a lot of cases. To me, they make something out of nothing. And
but you live in a world where everybody doesn't get a trophy in Little League. In reality,
right.
That's the way it is, and you have to start there, or your kids never learn. Not everybody is going to be the first. It just doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. And you've got to learn in life that there are things that you lose at, and find out what you're good at, and do that.
Well, that's where the problem to me starts. There's no discipline in a lot of the homes, none, or there's no. I don't even know what you'd call it, like structure. There's no kind of structure. And even sometimes when you do try to make your kids mind, I mean, you have to. It's like you have to stay on top of stuff. It's not like you can just go up, don't do that, walk away, don't do that.
Junior Briggs quickly learned when I was in Little League that I was not the ideal player. I was pretty bad at Little League baseball. I was on the team, but I was horrible.
Well,
it wasn't my thing.
Right. It's just not. Some things are not meant to be. I mean, some things are not meant for people to do. Like there's jobs that's not meant. Like I'm not a painter.
Yeah.
There's people that are great with it. Or, I couldn't fly a plane. I wouldn't claim to go, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna fly your plane just because I want to today."
Dr. Crickard told me to quit singing in Bible school. Here, read this.
Yeah.
She quickly caught on I couldn't sing, and I knew that. But, do what you're good at. You're not going to get a trophy in everything. And you have to teach the next generation that's life.
Well, everything in life needs structure, I think.
It
Some
does.
kind of structure. I'm not talking about be ugly, but I mean, you got to set limits and you got to set boundaries. And if they're crossed, then there needs to be, something done about it.
I'm on this.
And that's in government. That's with everything. So, anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Well, I agree with you 2 cents, and you have to have a spanking every now and then.
Yeah,
it helps. And that works even in marriages because your wife throws that fit, and you know how that works out.
Really,
Well,
make sure your life insurance is up.
have mercy. 1965. Do you remember this? Roger Miller, King of the Road.
I remember the song. Of course, I wasn't around. In
Trailers for sale or rent. Number 1 on this date, 1965. And that's really, as you dig into music, that's all that happened. Well, there was 1957. I forgot about that.
What?
Elvis had the number 1 song for 8 weeks starting today with All Shook Up.
Okay.
Boy, what a song.
Yeah.
And it just really shows that it doesn't matter the year. If it was a good song, it'll still be around.
Right. Because, you still hear stuff like that. I mean, songs like Elvis and all these other songs are still played. I mean,
1969 on this day is one of your heartthrobs, and I know back when he was just starting out that a few of them picked on him and said he had a big nose, but you said, no, I think he's a hot guy, and I really get into it.
Who would that be?
Wade Hayes.
Oh, don't even know who that is.
Old enough to know better, still too young to care.
Oh, well, I do know that song.
Okay,
But,
thank God.
okay.
You don't remember him thinking he was hot and had a poster in your...
I didn't have a Wade Hayes poster.
I'm trying to help a reputation.
I didn't do
here.
posters and all that.
You didn't?
I didn't.
You didn't have the $6 million man or anything?
No, I watched stuff on TV, but I didn't like put posters up of people.
I had 3 posters in my life.
What?
Farrah Fawcett, who couldn't help but have that. Daisy Duke, and I had one of Elvis. That was the only ones that I ever had posters.
Okay. Now, I mean, I listened to music, and I had the cassette tapes and all that kind of stuff, you know.
And your pencil to rewind it.
Right, and my pencil when it got hung up in the tape player. But, yeah, I just didn't do posters much. But.
It was also on this date, and, you know, it's a sad day as you go back to. This is, again, the beginning of some bad things that happened. In 1999, the Columbine High School shooting happened today. Yes. 13 children died at that school on this date.
That's horrible.
Sad that we live in a world that people want to harm others.
That was kind of the beginning.
Yeah, of the school
all
shootings.
That school shooting stuff. Yeah, because I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I mean that was just like not heard of, you know.
And then we had our own in Pearl, Mississippi, not long after that.
Yeah.
We hope that never happens again.
Yes, that was just horrible. It's horrible.
It is. And then, you know, we started out at as we talked about, was it earlier in the week in '93, we had that first bombing in America that really of any size there, the Oklahoma City thing. There's bad people in this world.
Right.
Do not forget it.
You know, I was reading yesterday. Did you see where the police officer for the Capitol, they ruled his death now?
That's one of our stories.
Okay,
today.
yeah, they ruled his death, you know,
It's accidental.
Yeah. Well, they said natural causes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Natural causes. So.
I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't know how they got that now. I mean, because they cremate him and all that? I mean,
they done an autopsy before. They just didn't.
Why it took that long for something to come out.
There's a lot of people that didn't want that information to come out because you can still blame others if you don't tell the truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get into that this morning. Let's see, we got some good mornings to say good morning to. Charlene Gaddy, up and Adam, girl. Also Milton Savell.
Good morning. And Kim Volking says good morning from Quitman, Mississippi.
Debbie Drake got it all lit up in Philadelphia, Mississippi, watching this morning.
It's Lita Jo Horn. Good morning to you. And Linda Culpepper. Good morning to you as well.
Let's see. Pat Banks is up. Miss Ann Cook is up. Glad to have you with us.
Tiffany, thank you. She said that my blue looks pretty. Thank you so much.
She does. I'm just teasing.
What's this?
I'm teasing.
What kind of color coordinated again today?
It is.
We don't plan this.
And that's why I stared at your shirt. I didn't want you to think I was weird or anything, but I was looking at it because that was the first time I noticed it.
So, we do that all the time now.
It's just accidental. I'm telling you, my shirts are in a row.
Okay.
So I hope you do yours the same way.
You just need to send me a color code, like color blue.
What we're going to do today.
Yeah. Jimmy Fleming, good morning to you. And Donna Sue Peebles. I keep wanting to put a P in her name.
I do too. I just can't help it. Donna Roseman is up as well. Let's see here. Milton is up. Double standard, he said. Yes. Charlie Wiggins, good morning.
Miss Joyce Godwin is saying good morning to us, and we hope you have a beautiful day because it is a pretty day outside right now. And it's warming up quick. So, let's see.
Right here, Elmer Talbert, good morning.
Yeah, they're on the road to Houston, Texas.
Wow. Be careful because it's going to get about an hour out from Houston. It's going to get ugly. It always does.
Yeah.
You get to Baton Rouge and it ain't good from there on. But about that hour out from there, people get really wild. Pick your lane and stay with it.
Do you ever stop at a Buc-ee's?
Yes, I've been in.
That is the biggest, I don't even know what you call it, convenience store / service station.
This is as huge as a super center Walmart.
It's like a gift shop, all kind of stuff up in there.
You can get any kind of food that you want in there.
Yeah.
The funny thing was I stopped in that one in downtown Houston. I needed a gallon of gas, stopped in, and I ran in for somebody from Meridian. I was like,
oh, really?
Where'd you come from?
It's huge. But anyway, because they have a Buc-ee's in Texas. That's why I said that.
Mississippi hadn't got one yet that I'm aware of.
Really? I know Alabama's got one now. They were talking about that the other day. So. Miss Joyce Poole says good morning, and Charlene Etheridge, good morning to you.
We appreciate you both watching there. And as we begin this day, we hope that your day is planned out. You're going to have a wonderful day. You got a lot of haircuts going on today?
Not a lot, but I mean, I'm busy. I'm busy till I go get Alden from school. So
I had a blowout on Saturday with my mama. I was taking her to town, and I hit something and blew out a tire on her big Lincoln, and we limped on into a cemetery there and had changed the tire. So
you had a pothole or something?
It was
did that one time.
something in the road because it ripped the inside of the sidewall of the tire, and I never saw it. So I got to go see Matthew over at Eastgate and get her a new tire to get her back on the road again.
Gosh.
But
I'm glad y'all were okay though, because sometimes throw you know,
you're kind of weird sitting up there in the cemetery with a flat tire. So it will happen, and that just goes to prove brand new set of tires. You think you're good until you run over something.
Right.
So pay attention to what's in front of you. I did not.
Well, sometimes you can't mess them big garbage cans either when they stick out.
That does happen, doesn't it?
It does.
Well, let's see here if I can get my mouse going here. We'll figure out what today is. One of the stories here, and this goes back to is the word what we were talking about, taking ownership of what you do, learning right from wrong. Mm-hmm. We go to Columbus, Ohio. I've driven through there. Man, that interstate through there is rough. There's a lot of people up there don't have jobs because they're on the road all the time.
Yeah.
Like, y'all go away. But here's the story. A party broke out at a campus there, and you've got people that are in their rooms, and the party gets to going down through there, and they start flipping cars. Look at this, what they've done to these people's cars for no reason. And you've got kids that are going, I only have liability insurance. I can't replace my car.
Yeah.
Who gave them the right to tear up their property?
Well, I mean, this just goes back to what we talked about a while ago. I mean, you know, usually if you're thinking about doing something and you know there's going to be, like, you're going to be punished for it, chances are you're going to think about it, go, you know, I probably shouldn't do that because I'm going to go to jail. Okay? I am going to go to jail if I do this, so I'm probably not going to try to do that. They know that they're going to get away with stuff. That's why they try it. That's why they do it. You know, I'm glad the Florida governor has put this thing into, you know, made it a law or something.
Yeah, we've
or
got
put
that
a bill in.
Yeah,
and we'll talk about that in a little while. But that's people taking a stand, you know.
But look at this.
I know, it's ridiculous.
That's what, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 cars turned upside down, all because they wanted to have a good time.
Right. I hope the parents who have kids that were involved in this see this and go, you know, where did we, I mean, what maybe we shouldn't have sent them off. Maybe we should have done a little more, you know.
They started a fund, but you know, I think they've raised like $8,000 to help the kids that did not have any help. Look at this. Here's some more pictures of this.
Yeah, because what do you do? Like you said, when the girl said she only have liability. I mean, she's just got a trashed car.
I mean, $8,000 would not replace this car.
Right.
And that's just one person that got into this. Look at this. That is just total disrespect.
It looks like they beat the car, too. I mean, with something maybe.
You know, I feel sorry for those kids because they were minding their business, and then you get this wild bunch that comes along that just terrorizes and tears up.
Well, and it's the same thing with riders and all this stuff. You know, I was listening this morning to the news, and they were talking about businesses who have built and rebuilt their businesses back because they get them built back, and then they they tear stuff up, burn stuff down, you know, and it's like, it's a constant, you know, nobody is held liable for that, you know. Mm-hmm. And they just keep on doing it because they know they can. There's been nobody come in and say, don't do this. I mean, we got people like Maxine Waters, you know.
We had a couple, and I didn't realize that we had, Leeds, Alabama is near Birmingham, where you take that 459 to go toward Atlanta. Leeds is where, and they say there's a Buc-ee's there.
Yeah.
And then Foley, Alabama. When did Foley get a Buc-ee's?
I don't know, but I knew that the Leeds, Alabama one was there.
Oh, well, I guess I hadn't gone to Atlanta in a while. I didn't realize that. But you're right. As we switch stories and we go to this of Maxine, she's saying that words don't matter. It's okay to do this.
Words don't matter, but yet words are being taken away from everybody.
The judge says, wait a minute, now that is really intimidating the jury is what that is. And all of this in the end could lead to this trial, the decision being thrown out. And we don't know.
Well, she wants it to be murder one, which means that he went there with the plan to commit murder.
Right.
That's what she wants. But that's totally not the case, obviously.
No, I think he did something he shouldn't have, but I don't think it was pre-planned of going there.
Right. He definitely, it's obvious he should not have done what he did.
And you can't say in this instant, had he followed orders, it wouldn't have happened because he was handcuffed when all this went on. You can't say he did something he shouldn't have. And he, I think in the end, is going to pay for what he done.
Well, he should be held accountable. Definitely he should. And anybody who did something like that or they should be held accountable.
And so should Maxine. This is the second time Maxine has done that to where, and I call that inciting.
That is nothing but inciting violence. You're encouraging. You're on a platform yourself. You're at a position to where you can encourage people to, because
you have followers,
right? You have people that follow you, right? And she's just up there. Just like a while back, she was talking about Trump and talking about that she'd go take him out herself that night, and all that of if you see them in restaurants, confront them, cause a scene. You don't tell people to jump in. They're out with their family. Leave them alone. Work is work. One thing's another. Yeah. So, I think she should be held accountable.
And as we're talking about this, they release new pictures. And if something makes you squirmish, this is nothing bad that I'm going to show. But they release some more pictures to show that George Floyd didn't have a chance. And this is just some bruising is what this is. And let me show you the headline of what the Daily Mail has put out here. They've enlarged these areas of his knuckles. This is him. This is him sitting on his neck there. That is bruises on his shoulder, and that's his knuckles where he was trying to hold up. And it's just bad. I don't know any other way to say it.
It is bad. It's a bad situation. But I think, when you have people, and even the judge, like we said, he said that people need to, in other words, keep your mouth shut if you are in politics.
Yeah.
Stay out of it, especially when there's a trial going on, because you are, you can sway,
and these people are not sequestered.
They're not sequestered, which means, they're out and can see what's going on in the news and all this kind of stuff, so it could sway them. It could sway a decision one way or another. And so, it's...
that jury would have to be hard to pick due to the fact that I can't imagine anyone not knowing so much about it at this point. The way the media is, that when it happened, that you didn't see it on television and watched it, and then it'd be tough.
Well, the defense lawyer will probably have, a heyday with that, because he could use that.
And he's going to
use that and say it's an unfair trial. And I don't know. I just think people do need to keep their mouth shut. When it comes to stuff like that, because one way or another, it's going to be violence.
It is.
It doesn't matter the outcome, because if it's not just the perfect outcome that somebody wants, they're going to riot. So anyway, just hope everybody stays safe.
Good morning to Jeremiah Johnson watching. Miss Linda Miles is also joining us. Lynn Swain jumps in there. And
Barbara Vick, she's watching, and good morning to you.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that. Our next story is just sad, but we all know there was a point in time to where officials have to go. There's no hope left. And the Coast Guard has reached that. As we go to people to look at that this morning, they're suspending the search for the crew. The remaining, I believe it's 9 people that have not been found. They're basically saying there's little chance of life left at this point. It's been over a week now.
Right. So sad.
Our heart goes out to those families there in Louisiana. And it's just, ooh, boy, makes your skin crawl, doesn't it?
Yeah. It says out of the 19 passengers, 6 down there, 6.
Yeah, 6 that were
rescued, and 5 have been found.
So that still puts 8 out there that they have not recovered.
It's just, I can't imagine. It's just prayers go out to those families.
Yeah,
and friends of these people, anybody who knows them.
They've covered a lot of, so to speak, ground in the search. It was over like 9,000-mile circle to see if anybody had floated far off, and
currents and everything.
Yeah,
too,
we wish we had better news on that, but
I had thought at one time it was a boat that capsized, but it was not. It was the actual
rig
type thing that was on 3 legs, I think, and somehow it turned over. And somebody told me that the boats will pull those rigs in with the people on it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. And that big storm come up and it knocked it over with the people on it. So.
And there's a lot about about that stuff that I don't know. I've never had any dealings with offshore work, and I know that they train you. You have to go inside that helicopter, and they drop it, in a swimming pool, and you have to try to swim out of it. Yeah. And that'd be over for me. I would not get the job at that point.
Well, some people go by boat, and some people go by helicopter. I have a client that I called her the other day because I wasn't sure, because I know he works off the coast of Louisiana.
Right.
And so I just called, and I said, I'm just checking on you. And she said that he goes by helicopter, and he's actually way, way out now, she said. But anyway, it's a dangerous job.
Ooh,
when I watched that, what was that, Horizon?
Yeah, they made a movie out of that.
Deepwater Horizon. Yeah, that was a show to watch.
What was that? What's that guy's name that was one of the lead characters in it? That was in Shooter, Wahlberg.
Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg was in that, wasn't he?
It was a good movie. I watched it. It was a good movie. And supposedly it was. I mean, it is a true story, obviously, but I don't know how much. You know how sometimes
they tweak the baseline and try to make it more better.
I can't imagine though. I can't imagine having to jump and from the rig and being up there. It was a scary thing.
No, it's like that movie they made about those. And me and you were talking about this. This was a few weeks back. The last surviving guy of that airplane crash where it killed everybody, and they had to. Yeah, I ain't even gonna go back into that because it freaks me out.
Yeah,
of a way to survive.
Right, bad situation.
It is. Let's turn our thoughts towards something happy, and that's the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, where they've got the doors open this morning, taking care of you, no matter what you're looking for, from all your decorations in the yard. And there's a lot to choose from the birdhouses to everything that's going on there. Chickens and flying pigs, we've talked about several times. Mm-hmm. People love them though. And
what is
else?
this? A sheep and or a cow and a.
That's a goat and a sheep.
And I don't know what it is.
That is a sheep, isn't it?
I don't know if that's a cow and a sheep.
Okay, you're right, Candace. I believe that may be a cow.
And a goat.
What a keen eye you have.
But they're cute.
Yeah.
Get you some of those and put them in your yard. I need some chickens out there. Buy your chicken.
Yeah, big chicken, big rooster to go in there. And it'll blend in with your flowers because that really makes your yard look good. They're going to be doing this all week long. They've got all your fertilizers, all of your, what do you call it, the mulch stuff? I don't know if it's called mulch stuff, but it's called mulch.
Yeah, mulch. Put it in your flower beds.
Yeah. And, of course, gardening, if you're ready for that, to get some peas and butter beans and all of that, they have all of that ready for you. Tomato plants, if you need that. And, of course, all your hanging plants that make your house look good. And hang it off your front porch, make it look charming.
There's some pretty ferns and stuff. I got some a while back. Really pretty.
And, of course, all of your fruit trees, and then your grass. If you're trying to get grass to grow in your yard, you can get you fixed up with centipede, along with the St. Augustine, just a few of the things. All your insecticides to take care of the ants and the critters and snakes that you don't want in your yard, to keeping it disinfected, cleaned around the coronavirus. They've got all that. Of course, great boots to keep your feet dry Saturday as the rain moves in.
That's what I need.
Some new boots.
Yes, I do.
Also, they'll take you with all of your horse feed, cattle feed. They've got that for you for hogs and pigs and, guns and ammo. All at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Again, it's exit 151. They've been there since 1932 doing business for you. So drop in and visit with them today. Let's see here of what else is going on today. You remember the guy that they were looking for in Austin, Texas that shot 3 people?
Yes.
And he was a detective. Now, I guess
former detective?
Yeah, former.
Okay, yeah.
And I guess I glanced over this. The people that he killed, I didn't realize were his family members. As you go into this, it was his wife and daughter were the ones that he killed, and he had been fired for raping somebody. So he was a bad apple to begin with. But they caught him this week. Yeah, he does. That's where he gave himself up.
And he also killed his daughter's boyfriend?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Gosh.
So... And it's my fault. I just didn't dig into that to see I just assumed he went somewhere and done it.
Well, no, I mean, I think a lot of people did because it really didn't go into that right off.
Yeah. But that's what went on there. Let's see here. As we go to the next case, the cop that has been arrested. Of course, we've got so many of these, it's hard to keep up with. The latest that's going to be a problem, this is in Minneapolis as well. They fired she's resigned is the word for it, but they say that they're going to hold her accountable to the utmost as it comes into this. This is the prosecutor that's going to be on the case, and that will be the next thing. This is her, and this is the young man that was what she said accidentally shot.
Yeah. And I think the Black Lives Matter people have swarmed the prosecutor's home.
Yeah, they have. Now, I don't carry, everybody that I've ever talked to said that you can tell the difference of a gun in your hand or a taser in your hand. In the heat of the moment, I don't know if that's different when adrenaline's going and you're trying to stop somebody, but that's her case is what she's going to try to do. 26 years on the force. Mm. Are you a big Taylor Swift fan?
I used to listen to her some, but then, I don't know, she got a little too out there.
Yeah.
Kind of switching over genres.
And now she's backcountry, am I right?
I don't even know because I quit paying attention.
But she's got, this is not the first time this has happened to her. She's got another stalker, and they've caught another one in her building that she bought in New York. And of course, money is not even an object with this girl. She is major rich nowadays. Mm-hmm. Been a long time since she sang. When I sing Tim McGraw, what was the name of that song?
Yeah, Tim McGraw. I think that was the name.
Something
of the
like
song.
that.
Yeah.
But she's come a long way. Another stalker in jail for breaking in her property, and he should be. Mm-hmm. You should be able to, because you go back to John Lennon, what happened to him. There are some strange people in there, and you've got to pay attention to keep good people around you to keep them away from you. The ACMs that happened this weekend, it was even lower than last year. When will Hollywood, when will country music understand that people don't really want what you're shoving down everybody's throat? Mm-hmm. It's not going good. The Oscars bombed, and as they start talking about what they're going to do, they're no longer going to have speeches. They're going to be made like movies from here on.
Yeah, and supposedly when they accept their award, they're going to be like playing the role of the character.
Yeah.
Or something. I listened to it this morning trying to explain it.
So
it's just really weird.
Can they sink lower? Absolutely, and we think they'll go even lower because it is just. I think so many Americans have just go. That's not entertainment to me anymore. I don't want to hear you whine about politics.
Right.
I don't want to.
I mean, get politics out of stuff that's not politic related.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to hear all that junk. Constantly it's shoved down everybody's throat.
If you sing, sing. If you act, you act.
Right.
Do your thing.
This is weird.
Yeah, we want to know about this because I don't get it.
Yeah, we don't. FedEx, there was a FedEx, a guy who killed a FedEx.
Well, he went into
FedEx place
and shot up all those people.
Right. And I didn't know it was, he looks like he's about 12 years old. I don't know how old he is.
Yeah, there's his picture. Mm-hmm. Now, he committed suicide. He was an ex.
He's 19.
Yeah, he was an ex-employee there, took it out on for whatever reason. But what is this little pony thing, obsess and brony? Does anybody really know what this is?
Well, I looked it up, and there's these adult groups who are obsessed with My Little Pony, and they dress like really weird. I mean, it looks kind of like almost like evil.
There's
looking.
The pony thing.
Yeah, I have no idea what they're
their intention.
Into, what they're, I don't know. It's just real odd to me.
I'm not wearing a suit. Yeah, I mean, here's some of this at a.
Yeah, and I mean, there's other things that I've seen people dress as, like these groups. They call it something over in Atlanta.
The French maid outfit thing.
No, well, they dress in all these different outfits. It's really odd. There's like a Dragon Fest type thing. I think where they dress like. Weird to me, but I don't know. It's different, Yeah. But I guess maybe this is similar. I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but he was a follower of whatever it was, and he ended up being a killer. They had taken one gun away from him, and he went and bought some more, and they had turned him in for not being mentally stable. Yeah. But still sad for those families there. Here's a no-no. Don't be drinking and thinking about having kids, because they're now saying that studies show that drinking alcohol while trying to have a child could affect the child, could have birth defects from it.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of that has to do, I would think also any kind of drugs. You know, if a man is taking drugs, it can affect, you know, a child being, you know,
having problems.
Yeah. I think it could be, So, I mean, it's not just the woman, it's the man. And then if you have both of them at the same time, I mean, you have a higher chance of birth defects.
I'm sure Budweiser has
but
played a
don't
part
drink or do drugs
in
if
a lot
you're trying
of
to have a
this
child, either one of you. Huh?
I said I do believe Budweiser has helped in this matter through the years.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Of course, I was sitting here thinking of a song, and I'll just lay off that. Oh, well, let's pray our kids look more like me than you. It was funny.
That song.
You're not the best, but you're the best that I can do.
Oh gosh.
Let's hope our kids look more like me.
That'd be bad to hear. Golly. I wonder if he met her with a face mask on.
Oh, I'm gonna play that for you after we get off because it is really a jam up song. What do? California prices are extremely high for homes, but maybe you've got a home that's a little older, but where it's sitting,
a little older,
is still high dollar property. I want y'all to look at this. This was built in 1890. It's a log cabin, and they're saying that this is worth $575,000.
Well, see, I should show this to Kurt because when the other house, the old house I wanted to get and fix up, it's like nothing compared to
Yeah, look at this.
I'm like, now this would be hard to do.
Now, I'm not a mathematician, but the land is only 25,000 square feet, and they want nearly $600,000 for it. Look at this place.
Is gold buried under that or what?
It's the
that
location.
We don't know about.
And if you'll look there, and let me get to some of these other pictures, as you'll see that right up there, houses are a lot closer. They took those pictures at first to make it look like it was secluded. It's not.
Yeah,
it's just a blob of land in the middle of the grove. See, there's another house right there.
Yeah. Looks
So,
like nice houses.
These people in this neighborhood, I'm sure, want this to go away. But that's been there a while. That's as log cabin as it gets, 1890s. Look at that.
I wonder if they figure they put a big high dollar price on it that somebody will build a high dollar. Like
I would
maybe,
assume.
You know, that it wouldn't attract somebody that just wanted to throw something up. You know?
Yeah, you're not going to be asking how much the payments are on this a month. Yeah, if you
I
can.
have a feeling they're going to probably just push that on down.
A bulldozer is in sight.
Yeah.
Another person has been arrested for lying about the PPI money. You know, the money that's PPP.
Yeah.
I said it wrong. To where you can pay. Yeah.
Protection plan.
This time it's a pastor in Washington D.C. who lied about $1.5 million, and he went on and bought him some cars. He just couldn't help it. Went ahead and got him some Telsas and all kinds of little fancy cars there. So he's in deep trouble as well as they've made an arrest on this also. Don't be lying on that. There's no way to hide that. In the end, you may get away with it for a few months, but they will figure it out.
Yeah, because I think it was made to for the Paycheck Protection Program. Loans were made so that people who own businesses could pay their employees.
Yeah.
You know, that's what that was for. So.
There's an auction coming up. It's kind of weird that you'd want this, but there's collectors of all sorts that want part of history, and that's the reason I show this. But they're going to be auctioning off some of Hitler's private items, including a cigar box and a hairbrush that he had. They're expecting the cigar box to go for $29,000. That's it right there, and it has the SSS sticker stamped on it. Everything he had that. Look at that. AH, and that would be his. $19,000 for that brush. And
I don't know that I'd want his brush.
I wouldn't want anything of his, but
yeah, I wouldn't want
as we said,
either.
there's collectors just because of the historical value of what goes on with that. So I thought
I
I'd
can't
share
believe
that
somebody hadn't banished that. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Maybe you're not in the best of shape, and tell me, would this fool you as a woman to thinking that this was is the word hot guy or like he's got a great physique?
I guess, yeah.
This is the latest here for, I don't know what the euro breaks down to, but it's not all that expensive. But you too now can get your own body. Look at this.
It looks so real.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand where it stops up here, like where you can't tell
on the neckline. But here's the suit.
That's scary.
Because, they make all these masks now that almost look realistic.
Yeah.
So you could change your whole body and get you a face mask to go with that. And Be buff.
They'll be making one for a woman.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, unless you got some Spanx on underneath it.
It's still going to protrude. But
That's right. Unless
if
you got some Spanx sucking everything in, you know, it ain't going to matter.
But if you want the new look, there it is. You ain't got to worry about going to the gym. That may be
That's scary.
It's getting to the point you ain't going to know who you marrying.
Right. Right.
Take a needle and poke somebody, see if they can feel it. Oh, let's see
Lord.
here. You brought this up earlier about the governor from Florida, DeSantis.
Yes.
Did I say that correctly?
Uh-huh.
He's cracking down on protest and stopping police budgets from being cut all in the same swoop of a pen. So that's good for that. That's a great thing for them in Florida.
Yeah, he was. It's going to be against the law to riot, and if you do riot and tear stuff up, you're going to jail. He says, and if you harm a police officer, it's going to be even that much worse. You know. So, and he just said that they're not putting up with it. You know,
that's good.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with protest. That is your right as an American. But when the protest turns ugly and becomes riot and tearing up other people's property just because you want to, something should be done.
I mean, I like him. I think that he has a backbone and he takes a stand and he says it and does it, and that's how it's going to be. That's how it needs to be, you know. And just like I think the NCAA now is like trying to, like the sports, you know, they're trying to say, oh, you're going to go by what we say or we're not going to play in your state, you know. And he goes, that's fine. You're not going to rule what we do as a state because you're a sport, you know.
And I think what we've seen this week, and especially with the thing last night of the interview, I think we're going to see DeSantis probably run as vice president and Trump as president in that next election. That is very feasible. Don't know 100% that will happen, but the writing on the wall this far out looks like that. He's got some backbone.
Because then that would set him up, if Trump could get president, he can only run for that one more term. Then he just, that'd be a good pair, I think.
You know, Pence didn't do anything wrong as vice president. He didn't do anything ugly. He's thinking of running, but he doesn't have a chance. I don't think there's an American out there that really thinks Pence has a chance of getting that nomination.
Yeah,
he's weak in the sense of jumping in the face. DeSantis is not.
Yeah, we need a go-getter.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's right. What do you think? You ever half of these surveys that are out there, and I'm just showing this because they said it. I'm not sure it's true, but they're saying men wear large logos on their shirts. Well, they're seen as being promiscuous and not trustworthy if you wear these big logos on your shirts. You think there's any truth to that?
I don't know. I mean, I think people that wear these big, like, stuff all over their shirts, big stuff, I mean, I think they're, obviously going, look at me. You know.
Like, with the gold, the Cadillac emblem.
Yeah.
About that big around.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Or the clock.
Yeah.
I think that's just supposed to be like what do you call it? A trade. Their trademark.
A trend.
Yeah.
Or trademark.
Yeah.
Didn't Prince go by a symbol one time?
A symbol?
Yeah. Didn't he change his name to the symbol one time?
I don't know.
I really think he did.
The artist formerly known as Prince.
Right. Back when he had this whatever around his neck.
I don't know what he had around his neck. What did he have around his neck?
It's been a while.
Okay.
I'd have to Google it to look it up. Let's see. Sad news is we go to the headlines of two sisters that were going to the grocery store were killed in a hit and run, and this was in Florida of people racing. These are the two sisters that were just going to do their grocery shopping. It happens every day. That's horrible.
It is horrible.
But
people racing on the street and all that mess. Just
not long ago, it was some kid in a Lamborghini that killed the secretary, the 30-year-old secretary, in somewhere like New York, doing the same thing.
Yeah.
They can't drive, and it costs others their lives, minding their own business. But I bring up things like that just to show you how fragile life is.
Yeah.
Just how important it is. Every time you leave that house.
You just never know. I mean, you don't know when you're going to take your last breath. So it's just scary.
Now, this is what you brought up earlier about the Capitol Police officer as we pull this up. And it has been ruled that he died of just natural causes. And there were so many people in the beginning there blaming the people at the Capitol for killing this man, that he was hit in the head and all this. And it turned out he just had a stroke and died. Still condolences to his family, but no one else was to blame for that. A lot of them wanted
yeah,
somebody
it was
to
a lot
blame.
of people trying to point fingers about, stuff.
Clarence Thomas is pushing back. And, of course, one of the Supreme Court justices, he goes, nuh-uh. What this is dealing with the illegal immigrants. He's saying that y'all shouldn't just be allowed in. Mm-hmm. We'll see where this goes. I'm sure it's going to end up, before it's all said and done, in there.
Yeah, and now, supposedly, you can't call them illegal aliens.
Yeah, I know. I'd have to look up the term, but it's a sad day in America. That's all I got to say.
It's crazy.
Jeremiah,
I'm saying what I want to say, and I don't care what you think.
There you go. Jeremiah Johnson said,
within limits,
Trump and Chuck Norris in 2024. Chuck Norris would probably be pretty tough. I always liked Chuck.
Carol Stanford, Mississippi just builds more dollar stores.
Yeah, they ain't worried about no Buc-ee's, are they?
Look, that is true now. There's a Dollar General on every so many miles, I think. They put a Dollar General.
Boy, back in the day, I guess I never thought of it. Wouldn't that have been the company that bought some stock into?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just wish they'd build them a little bit bigger, don't you?
Yeah.
You ever go in one and stuff up and down the aisle, stacked up? You can't get the buggy down through there.
That'd be because the employees not doing. Oh, yeah, I can't say that.
I don't think they have room to put the stuff.
They may not.
I mean, I'm serious. I don't know why they don't build them just a little bit bigger.
Maybe trying to cut costs. I don't know. But there you go.
Anyway.
I didn't realize that Mississippi, that you can it's still on the books to where you could be put to death if you're a death row inmate by a firing squad. But we're one of 3 states left in the United States. And this is brought up because this guy in Nevada is asking them to do this instead of lethal injection.
That would be horrible. What if, he looks surprised or something.
Well, he's been sitting on death row for 21 years. He shot 4 people, wounded a 5th person, killed him. Went in a grocery store with a shotgun to shoot him. This should have happened long ago. Long ago. But as you go down through, Mississippi is one of those states that you could still do that. I was not aware of that.
I didn't know that either. But
See, 3 states, Mississippi, Oklahoma, and Utah.
But when we were talking about the firing squad type thing, I thought everybody fired, but you said it's just one person.
One bullet.
And nobody knows who it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the person.
It's 6 or 7 people.
Well, I don't know if they would even know it.
Because they're handed the ammunition, and it's one live round in there. And I can't remember if it's 7 or 6 people that are on the firing squad, but only one's going to happen.
That's odd, though.
Could you be the hangman? Back in the old westerns, the guy that pulls the.
Yeah, no, I couldn't.
You couldn't do it. It wouldn't bother me.
It wouldn't bother you?
No, I mean they've done something that.
Oh gosh.
It would not faze me.
I just don't want to say none of that though. I've watched movies where it has the electric chair type thing. I just don't like watching it. I don't know.
You couldn't push the button or.
No, I wouldn't want to be there. I wouldn't even want to be in the room where people are in there watching that. I wouldn't want to. I say I wouldn't. And if it was a loved one or something, I don't know. I might feel. That's one of those things you don't know how you're gonna feel. I guess till you're in the position of it. But anyway, I definitely don't think they need to stay on death row for the rest of their lives with taxpayers paying.
I mean, if there's
if they did it
right, and there's no shadow of a doubt that it's 100%. Go ahead and end this stuff. This is ridiculous. Well, as we turn our thoughts to your yard, and there's a lot of grass popping up, as we've spoke, it's probably grown a half an inch. See coleslaw or buttermilk out of the good folks at Freeman Tractor. They want to invite you by to see it. They've gotten in new shipments of lawnmowers, and if you're looking for an X mark, they have it. Now, these start at $29.95. That's your base model. Now, you can go up to the 60-inch cut if you want to make less swipes in your yard as you're cutting. You got a big yard, 3-4 acres. That's what you want. We've moved up to the Skag. This is the number 1 and number 2 lawnmowers in America. Skag being it, $46.99 starting price there on the Liberty, and that's this model over here, the Liberty. Go by and see them. Very affordable. You'll like them. It will make your grass cutting season a whole lot better. And tractors, boy, it's a waiting list for tractors.
I like the enclosed cab.
Nothing like air conditioning and a heater to keep you away from bees and anything else.
Right.
Because we've all been there.
Yeah, that would be horrible. Run over a thing of yellow jackets or bees or.
I have left a tractor running. They can have it. And of course, you can get the bush hogs on the front of these that make it a little bit easier where you can ride down brush in your yard or your fence rows. It's great. Of course, bat wings, and if you're looking for the galvanized, these last so much longer. It's galvanized where it won't rust. As we go across through here looking at the forks, you can get all of these. And the benchies, made in Texas. They're real proud of these, and they're hard to keep in now. Everybody's caught onto this. Come equipped with those winches. You can get these, order them special with heating and air conditioning. Very nice. And along with GPS tracking to where you know where you're at, where you're going. The 550s, the 750s, you pick, even racing ones, any color that you might be looking for, all at Freeman Tractor. Drop in and see coleslaw, buttermilk for all your parts and things. 494 is where you'll find them. Take a left to the fire department off of 19. It'll lead you to the front door.
It is grass cutting time now. I'm talking
know.
about like it is a non-stop thing.
From now to what, December?
Yeah. I mean,
November, really?
It's like it's constant. You know, it's either do I go on this weekend, do I cut grass or just let it grow, or do I go do something I want to do? Because I mean,
and any time like this this weekend that we got that little shower coming, and then you hit it with sunshine, it just goes. Whoo.
I know ours right now looks really good because my husband cut it. You know, Kurt, he got out there and cut all the grass the other day, so it looks super good. But it only takes a few days, and it's back to where it was. Ours needed like bush hogging by the time we got it cut this time.
So you a once a week or a bi-weekly cutter?
Well, I mean, I used to cut like my yard. I would keep it cut down like to the very lowest every week.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's what we do once a week.
Yeah, but now if I noticed it was needing cutting before a week, I'd get out there and cut it again.
Oh, so you're multi-week type girl.
I mean, I used to constantly cut my grass. I was obsessed with it because my son playing out there, I didn't want him out there because, I mean, if your grass gets up just a little bit, a snake can get down in there.
So now we know the true meaning of what you meant by all of this.
Yes. I mean, seriously, I had to keep it all cut. But anyway.
Well, there you go.
I like it.
We've really enjoyed this morning. A lot of folks participated. We appreciate that.
Yes.
Spread the word. Let everybody know what we're doing as we bring you the mornings and the news of what's happening around America and here locally.
Yes.
As we look at some other things, don't forget the United Way needs, they were meeting up this morning at 9 o'clock. They're cleaning up 10th Avenue there to keep Meridian clean. They're cleaning up. Hope you can make it out with that. And also, I wanted to, let me point this out. Let me find this. There's, where did I put it? Right over here. Let me get down to that so I can show everybody.
We got the runoff election, too, coming up, right?
Yeah, that's real close.
Isn't that Tuesday?
I believe so. I'll have to go look at my dates. Okay. This is the cleanup. They're doing 10th Avenue Meridian. They meet at the United Way each day when they go to clean up. They need more volunteers for Friday also. So if you've got some time, they would really appreciate your help. This is coming up at United, well, it's not United. It's the Baptist Church, First Baptist Church in Lauderdale. It's a grieving class for those who have lost a loved one, a spouse.
Right.
And you're trying to deal with it. It's going to kick off May the 7th, and it'll be 13 weeks. So if you'd like to attend this, you can get in touch with the church at First Baptist.
I think that is a really good thing because a lot of people don't have anybody to talk to. And if they do, a lot of times, it's just speaking to someone who hadn't been through what you've been through. And this way you can speak to people who are going through the same thing,
And, whether you've been married 5 years, 20 years, 30 years, and they become your right hand, your soulmate.
Right.
And it is very hard.
Or the loss of a child. I mean, that would be a devastating thing. So to have someone to talk to and somebody to pray with you, I mean, to me would mean everything.
And it's dealing with people that have because there's so many times you go, well, you don't understand me. Well, it is people there that are going through the same thing that you are, and they do get it.
Yes.
That's understanding there.
So this is a great thing.
Again, that May 7th is when that will start. So if you'd like to go up and join them, they'd love to have you a part of it. I think that's all the community news that I know of that's going on today in the area. If you've got an event, anything going, inbox us, let us know what's happening on your, drop the message there, and we'll let everybody know about it.
But otherwise, enjoy your beautiful day because it is a pretty day out there today. And we got a ball game tonight. So
how late do your ball games go?
Tonight's a 6 o'clock game, and so probably like 7:15 is when the next game after that starts. So it's usually about a little over an hour.
And I was just pointing out because it's tough on a school night to stay out to 10:30.
The 7:15 games are hard because you don't end up leaving till almost 9. Nobody's had supper. Nobody's had a bath. I mean,
no homework done.
Right. Unless you get homework done before. So yeah, it's a big thing when you got a 6-year-old that's out that late.
Hang in there, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Again, we appreciate you so much being a part of this with Scotty Ray and, of course, Candace here as we travel through your days.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by